Welcome back, guys. Hinneman here. Another classic, a rare steel cage match. It's never been released on DVD. This show is very rare. This is the last WWF event at Shea Stadium. It was titled Showdown at Shea. You might remember this match. Quickly for this match, Bruno Sammartino versus Larry Zbyszko in a steel cage grudge match. Also on the card was the first ever meeting between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant in a WWF ring. This is pretty, on this show, Hulk Hogan, slammed Andre for the first time. And as you see right now, let's get to this match. Bruno Sammartino versus Larry Zbyszko. As Larry Zbyszko, was taken under Bruno's wing, and until Larry Zbyszko turned on Bruno and stuff. And then they had a really violent feud. Larry Zbyszko attacked Bruno, and it all came to a conclusion here at this cage match. Really famous cage match. They talk about it on the Bloodbath, the WWE's most incredible steel cage matches DVD, but they do not show highlights of this match. This match is never shown on WWE DVD, and it's only aired a few times on Classics on Demand, WWE 24/7, and I happen to be able to record it, the entire show, which I'm thankful for. It's a very good card. There were a lot of good matches on this card. The Wild Samoans took on Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales. Chavo Guerrero Sr. took on Fujinami. Baron Von Raschke and Michael took on Dominic DeNucci. Andre Giant took on Hulk Hogan. Antonio Inoki made his way. Antonio Inoki was on the card. He took on Larry Sharp. Kamala took on Pat Patterson. Ken Patera took on Tony Atlas. This was a really stacked card. I think I got some of those names mixed up reading the match description, but apologize if I got some names wrong. But, this was a stacked card. A lot of big matches. This is the biggest ticket in New York at the time. Before WrestleMania, WWF used to run shows like maybe once a year at Shea Stadium, and this was the last event ever at Shea Stadium. Shea Stadium is a former stadium that the New York Mets used to play in. This stadium doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down to make a new Mets stadium. But, they had wrestling here, WWF. They had concerts, all kinds of entertainment. Plus the Mets, home here. So they had a lot of entertainment at the stadium before, so it was a really famous stadium. You're watching the main event of Showdown at Shea, which is Larry Zbyszko versus Bruno Sammartino in a grudge match. As you see all the Japanese photographers at ringside, most of them were here pretty much for Antonio Inoki, because he wrestled on the card. But, what drew this place was Zbyszko and Bruno. This is the famous match that everybody talks about. It's very rare. Not many people own this match in their collection. I know Impact Player probably owns it. I do. I really don't know anybody else who really owns this event or even this match in general. It's never been released on a DVD. It's talked about on Bloodbath, but they don't show highlights. They don't even show the match.
Particularly like the Alba reference earlier on. Did I mention that John Wayne Gacy, the Killer Clown? We talked about that during the Hangman. Listen, we don't need to talk about it during these matches. This is good. I like it. again, Bruno and Larry Zbyszko, one of the greatest rivalries of the early era of sports entertainment, so to speak.
As Larry Zbyszko keeps working on Sammartino's arm. This was one of the last big profile matches Bruno Sammartino had in his tenure of Worldwide Wrestling Federation. This is probably one of his last big matches. He only wrestled like a few more matches after this, and then he pretty much went to a commentator and did other stuff. As this really was also this was the end of Bruno Sammartino's career, but it was the beginning of Larry Zbyszko's career. As you might know him, later on he made his way to American Wrestling Association, the AWA, and won their world championship numerous times. Had that famous feud with Kurt Hennig and Nick Bockwinkel, and in the later years of the AWA, he was champion. And then he made his way to WCW as an announcer, and later made his way to TNA, and he currently resides in Florida now, and he still works for a lot of indie promotions in Florida. So at least he's still in the business. Bruno Sammartino, really doesn't do much for the wrestling business anymore. Just makes indie appearances and stuff, signs autographs and stuff. He's real bitter about the way the business came about and stuff.
True living legend, Bruno Sammartino. Mistake for the hero. Bruno likes it. He does, yes. I've never had the opportunity to meet him.
As you see, the difference between back then and now, you got like WrestleMania. It's in a huge stadium. As Shea Stadium was pretty big for what it was worth. And, like you watch WrestleMania, there's always chairs on the lawn, stuff on the floor and stuff. Back in the day, when WCCW ran the Cotton Bowl and all those territories ran like the big stadiums, they did not put chairs and put fans on the floor. As you see in the background, if you could barely see it, the fans are all in the arena seating. They did not have the fans on the floor. That pretty much came into play later on, like around WrestleMania 3 and stuff. I don't know why they did that, but they just did. And, but a lot of classic matches took place at Shea Stadium, and this was one of them. This violent cage match, they keep beating each other up, throwing each other into the cage. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed part of this classic. Bruno Sammartino versus Larry Zbyszko, steel cage grudge match, Shea Stadium. Showdown at Stay. I'm the Handyman, guys, and I'm out.